what's up, everybody? It's day 3 at Aftershock. Chasta and Huey with our old pal, buddy, Paolo from Trivium. How are you?
Very good. We're really happy to be here.
Yeah.
It's our first time playing Aftershock.
Is it?
Yeah, never done this.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
That's the thing. I think for the last 5 years, every time we hang out, I'm like, when are you guys gonna play Aftershock? Or at least I tell Matt, and it's like, what gives? Because every year they announce the lineup, and it's like, when's Trivium gonna play? And we've been waiting.
Yeah.
Finally, you guys are playing today.
The stars finally aligned.
It's funny because I said, is it, knowing full well it is, because it feels so natural. Like, what? How? How have you not played it before?
I'm not really sure. It's kind of weird to even say at this point that there are festivals that we haven't played.
I know.
I guess there's a couple we're doing next summer in Europe that I'd never heard about that apparently have existed, but we didn't know about. So I guess there is new ground to break.
Yeah.
But it's great to be here. Just like coming in, you're just like, man, I think U.S. festivals, we were all saying this, that they've stepped up to a whole new level.
Right.
I feel like on par with any of the European festivals at this point. And
that's good to hear.
Look how big they've gotten.
I know, it's really amazing. Kudos to Danny Wimmer Presents.
Yeah, man. He's been crushing it.
Yeah, his festivals all around the country. I mean, obviously growing up going to Warped Tour and like Mayhem Festival. That's where I first met you guys. God, that was like 16 years. I want to say roughly whenever that was when you guys played on the Jägermeister stage.
Wild.
And I think you just cut your hair for the first time.
I know, one of many changes.
Yes, but so no, this is cool. It's like the next best thing, I guess, the evolution of hard rock metal fans, a place to go to are these festivals like
I think
in Europe.
we're kind of like in an upswing with like rock and metal, it seems, at the moment. Like with new bands, old bands, everything in between. It's like just feels like there's like a whole new generation coming in and seeing this for the first time, especially these festivals. It's what's so important. It's like you get to really see such a wide variety of bands, and we're happy to be here doing our thing.
And it's cool to see the numbers like that. The numbers follow that. Like the ticket sales are up, especially for metal. So we hate to ask the question, but we gotta fucking ask the question.
I know.
Saw the post.
It's my first interview too.
I know. Well, at least it's with us.
Yeah.
I mean, we were standing right here last night, and he looks over and he goes, "Alex left Trivium," and we're like, "Wait, what?" Knowing that you're coming tomorrow, being today.
I mean, I know obviously we knew when we posted it, people were gonna be like, "What?
Yeah.
What's going on here?"
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, we've had a great 9 years together, and so I feel like it's kind of a weird thing because, like, obviously being in a band together, but I feel like because we've all had families and stuff, there's like a tighter connection there than even just what people see
with kids and everything.
Yeah. So I think it's one of those things we all were kind of sad, but at the same time, we said, Alex, we want you to kind of make the statement. You kind of lead how you'd like to handle all this stuff. And that's really like, I didn't want to put words in his mouth or say whatever. I'm like, he made the statement. I feel like we ended on great terms.
That's
and it's really kind of it. I mean, there's no juicier like Cradle of Filth drama. Like I feel like for everyone wanting like the documents to be released.
And we don't want the drama because we've known you guys forever.
Yeah, no. And it wasn't like again, it's like one of those things where I'm like, we wanted him to make a statement. I'm like, in the past, I mean, we've always been very like, we don't really like to get into like any behind the scenes stuff with that. And of course we've had changes before, but like we felt like in this instance, rather than just saying we're parting or whatever, we're like, well, you've been around for so long, fans would want to hear from you. And so that made it more important to us to be like, okay, you're going to say whatever you'd like to say. We didn't say you can't say this or that.
Right.
And then just give it 24 hours. And then as we hit the stage today, be like, okay, this is the guy playing with us for today, for the tour. And then that's kind of it.
So who's the guy?
Grayson, he plays with Sepultura.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Killer drummer.
Yeah.
It's funny because he like popped in today and like he's got all these drummer friends and they're all like, "What are you doing here?" kind of thing. So it was like, it's been a crazy whirlwind. He was on a tour in Canada, a drum clinic tour.
Okay.
And he's like, "Yeah, I'll do it." And he got home. He spent 2 12-hour days just in there working on it. And then he flew him down. We jammed for 2 days, flew out here. And we're going to go jam in our little room here in a bit. And just, but everything's good. We're all, I feel like there's good vibes. It's of course like a one chapter ending, but I feel like the music that we made for the last 9 years was great.
It was.
And it was like, I didn't feel like, and especially for the EP coming, if that's kind of the end cap on this era of Trivium, I'm very happy with everything we did.
Yeah.
So.
And you get to move forward.
Yeah, that's it.
It's interesting because, you know, like I had in my mind a list of things I wanted to ask you, but obviously that got thrown out the window with the Alex
Yeah,
move.
of course.
But, you know, speaking of drama, I don't know how we could talk on. Last time I hung out with you guys was back in April, the Ascendancy tour with Bullet for My Valentine. I was fortunate enough to get to see it twice. Thank you guys for the Masonic and the show at the Hard Rock up in Wheatland.
That one kind of spiraled a little out of control.
I mean, okay, I know Bullet had a statement, you know why the tour ended early. You know, now that we had like, 5 months to kind of reflect on it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great tour. Yeah. I mean, one of the things I said in that whole thing to begin with that I feel like got totally glossed over was like how much I think they're a great band.
Yes.
And how much I love the Poison. But of course,
that's not the juicy bit.
And honestly, the juicy bit, I don't feel like it was that juicy, but I get why people latched onto that. But it's like, I think in a way it ended up being fine for both bands. And like, if where we both thought the tour was going to go or how long, it's like, okay, it doesn't matter at this point, you know. But it doesn't change my opinion. I still think they're a great band, and I still love the Poison. So I'm like, it was never going to change that. Okay. And I think the tour was great.
Yeah.
I think for anyone that saw it was special. It's, if anything, I was like, I just kind of want to keep playing with you guys because I like what we're doing together. Yeah. So I think, you know, obviously, just like even like this with the statement with Alex, it's like things take on a life of their own, and I'm like, I can only say what we feel, what we think, or how we perceive it, but like
you can't control.
I can't go online and be like, hey, by the way, like this user, I'm like, this is actually this or that, and
you can spend your whole life doing
that. You're gonna go crazy, and I'm like, I want to go play bass guitar today, you know, and not have to deal with that kind of stuff.
Well, I know Bullet, you know, they ended the tour early and they're continuing to write new music, new album. For you guys, I want to give you kudos. You used the downtime, it looks like. New EP coming, Struck Dead.
We've actually been writing for the actual album itself, so we've been like, it's kind of like we get off tour, all right, go write a little bit, you know, go tour, write a little bit, and of course the EP we did last year before we started the Poison Ascendancy tour, so we had that kind of wrapped up, and honestly it was never going to be an EP at first, but we kind of shifted gears. We're like, well, if we're going to do this tour, why don't we just take these songs, put it into an EP, let it be its own thing, and then we'll get to the new record when we get into the new year.
Okay.
How do you feel about the record versus the EP concept? Because I've heard bands say like, gosh, we may almost be done with a long-form album because of attention span and just go the EP route. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I guess maybe because like I grew up like in a real like CD record era. At least like it's like hard for me to be like, like the record's done. I think it's really kind of like, of course, singles are important, and I think you can do a lot with like maybe collabing with people and stuff like that. But I think if you still put on a great record that sucks you in for the whole record, where you're like, I have to listen to this album. Like,
well, it takes you on a journey. You guys are a band that will take you on a journey through an album.
Like I was listening to like the first Stone Temple Pilots album yesterday on the flight, and I'm like, I just don't want to turn it off. I'm like, you're like, oh, I forgot this song. Oh man, that one. And it's like, it kind of just keeps you in a vibe, in a journey, and I'm like, I still feel that there is something special about that, but then I think it's on the bands to make it special enough where people don't want to just kind of go to the single and tune it out.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why the EP was important. It's like holding people over, because we do have a lot of ambitious ideas, but we need time, and of course we got the studio, we built it, so now we just got to spend the time in there and just perfect it, get it right.
So the EP's the appetizer.
Yes.
No, well, that's the thing. So, you know, Struck Dead, the new EP, due out on Halloween.
Yes.
Bear Me with My Screams.
Yes.
Love it. The day it came out, I texted Matt, like, hey, can you send me that? Can we play that?
We've been playing it. It's so good.
He sent me a Dropbox link. I'm like, perfect. Thank you, sir. Personal delivery. But yeah, for anyone who follows the band online, you guys been working on like, I think equivalent to like Metallica HQ. It's like your own little headquarters in Orlando, in Florida. It's like all-in-one space now. It's like you have your rehearsal room, practice room, you got the recording studio.
That's a dream.
Yeah, how's this whole process been, like having a dedicated spot for the band now?
I mean, it's really been helpful because, you know, everything being there, we can switch from rehearsal mode to writing mode, all within like a couple of seconds, and we're able to record. Like if Matt has a cool riff, and it's like, oh, that's something cool, you know, I'll just press record on my laptop, or I'll press record on the computer downstairs in the control room, and it's like, we can just get that stuff, we can track it, we don't have to like wait, we don't have to book time. When we were doing What the Dead Men Say, the drums at 606, the Foo Fighters studio, that was kind of like the first time I like walked in, I was like, I mean, of course, obviously they're at a whole different level, but like, it felt like it's not totally impossible to do a concept like this, you know, and it took us more time. It took us a couple years to get the space to build the first part and then to build the studio, but
who's
possible.
putting the studio together? Because like I saw was a video on Instagram, like it's like you're trying to recreate the walls or like recreate like a certain studio vibe or something.
So the guy that we were put in touch with, his name is Roger Darcy, and he is an architect that does just studios.
Okay.
And he has specific kind of guidelines, rules, and plans for how to do it. So he built it all, or he designed it all to spec for us. And then our neighbor next door at the hangar, who's also the guy that we bought the hangar from, and he's built everything for us. He was the guy that did the construction.
Okay.
And I was sort of the go-between and just learning how to build a studio on the spot. You know, it was crazy.
And it's cool, like, you know, just following you guys on social media, which I highly recommend everyone doing. You guys have been like bringing everything Trivium related, things you collected over years, old equipment, and like videos you guys open up old guitars, like, oh, this guitar was, you know, from this album, like flags and things like you got from the band. Like, it reminds me of like Metallica's
HQ
up in the North Bay.
I think it's like, I don't know, for us it's like an inspiring thing to walk into and kind of be like, you know, look at all the people that have been with us all these years, and also like be kind of reminded why you do it, and that like this is an important thing. I feel like for us it's like you really see the reminder in there. It's like everywhere you walk, oh, I remember this guitar from this tour, or from this album, and it's nice to kind of go back and just be immersed in that. And we've always said, like, the spaces we've recorded in, whether for Shogun, the studio in Nashville, 606, the Foo Fighters studio, it's like these important places, and like just being in those moments, in those spaces were kind of what inspired us. So it's like we had a chance to build our own, create our own, like the vibe we wanted. And it's like a second home in Orlando for all of us. It's like we're able to go there, focus on music, and it's very exciting. I mean, the moment we pushed record and like I heard the drums coming through the speakers, I was like, I can't believe we actually did this, because there was so much.
Band goal, like that's like a pinnacle goal.
For me, for sure. I mean, I don't know about other band guys. I'm like, but this to me is more important than like a sports car or anything. I'm like, of course, a nice car is cool, but I'm like, a recording studio at your disposal 24/7, I think, is the dream. And like a real one, like I can put a real drum set up. I got the microphones. I got all this stuff, and just
a home base.
Yeah, it's the best.
Do you feel like it's made you more prolific, more inspired, more excited about the whole situation?
Yeah, I mean, we've been really writing quite a bit for the album, and I think our plan is to go a little bit further than what we'll actually record, which is kind of something we haven't done in a while. But I think the luxury of having like our own space and being like, there's no constraints, and it's like, let's just keep writing. Let's not like limit ourselves here. Let's kind of allows us to like maybe try some weird stuff, maybe some experimental stuff that you're like, well, maybe we don't need this for this record, but maybe this is something that'll be something later,
right?
You know.
But you're not wasting anybody's like time or money because it's yours.
Are you worried about saying like experimental? Because listen, over the years you guys have evolved from, you know, metalcore days to other stuff, working with David Draymond. That album, you know, had its own feedback from fans and stuff. Like fan base, the fans always.
That's a nice way to say that.
I'm trying to be professional. I'm trying to be professional. You know what I'm saying. And I love everything you guys have been doing. Like, but you know, every album had like its own flavor and stuff. So, are you anticipating if you're gonna do something a little bit different than maybe what Trivium fans are used to? Are you worried like the feedback from the fan base?
I guess like, at least what we have so far, I would feel like is not so far out of the realm of what we've done. I think it's more of just like, we're just kind of writing and trying to like get the core idea where it's like, wow, we have some really cool stuff. And then it's where it's like, where do you take it? Like, does it turn into a longer song? Does it stay shorter? Does it turn into this? Because sometimes like an idea will start as like, oh, a fast song somehow becomes this slow song, and vice versa. You never really know. But you kind of have to like be in that in-between state of like, you would never show your fans in this moment what this is. But like, because it's like you have the privacy of the studio, it's like we can kind of like be unafraid to like do something weird and see where it goes, and then be like, okay, delete that, you know, as Lars' father would say. And you know, we're pretty good with that. I'm like, we're not going anywhere crazy, but to me it's like, you know, the songs have to be good. And, you know, we have such a history to pull from for our sounds that I'm like, to me, it's more of like, it's nice to be able to like mix and match in a way, because it's like you're taking things we've done and I don't know, take it into new territory. You know, not even like, oh, it's a brand new thing. It's like, what if we kind of mix this thing from this record with this thing and see how it works?
Along that line, can I ask a dark question?
Yes.
Can you go there with me? I feel like you can. Okay, because you have this epicenter of Trivium and you have the capacity to record anything and all the things that you want, like Prince did.
Yes.
And you end up with a vault of Trivium shit.
Yeah.
And then you're no longer here.
Yeah.
How do you feel about somebody going into said vault, pulling it out, and releasing it posthumously?
That is tough. I mean, I guess in that scenario, you'd probably want to have like some sort of like really clear-cut directions for like what you should do. 'Cause I know in those situations, like I think even with Prince, it was like they were doing that movie and then they stopped and then all that kind of crazy stuff happened. So you got to have a
real protected.
Yeah.
Well, even look at Wolfgang Van Halen.
Yeah.
Eddie Van Halen's studio had a bunch of stuff, and he told the fans like straight up, like, listen, one day I'll go through the vault and find stuff to put out there for you guys, but I got to do my mammoth stuff first.
Yeah, I think that's the way to do it, and it's like, you know, at least in a situation like that, it's like, I think people could trust like his son to like know what he would have wanted with that.
Curate it.
Where it's like, if it's like, oh, we're like you know,
throw it all out
the
there.
estate, and it's like lawyers and people, then it's like, well, you never know how that's going to be. So it's like, I think I would just think that hopefully at that point, you know, we put out most of the stuff, but if there is, that people know what we want to do with it.
Yeah. You guys as children can decide what to put out.
They'll fight it out.
Yes. Awesome. Well, okay. So EP coming out, Halloween.
Tour.
So looking out to next year, what can fans expect next year?
We're going to be out, I think, in Europe next summer. The first couple of months is going to be kind of like, of course, record and stuff, and then we're going to probably take a little bit of time and maybe like jam with some people, just kind of see what we're feeling for the next step.
Are you going to do you have people in your head?
We've not like, this is still kind of new, so like we're not totally sure, but like we've never really taken a moment to kind of like just step back,
take a breath,
because Grayson is incredible, but he is with Sepultura, and you know they have commitments, and it's like we're very lucky that there's no clashes at the moment, and it can get us through the end of the year and feel like the songs are in good hands. But it's really like, okay, well, once we get off the road, once we have the holidays, everyone's got clear heads. You know, we know a lot of great people, and like we don't know if like there's someone that might be interested in that, so we're like, well, let's just like take a moment, and next year we'll get into that, and then of course the record is going to be the big thing for us, and of course you know what follows that, more touring, coming back around.
Which listen, I'll tell you straight up, I told Matt before, like, listen, we appreciate how good you guys have been to us over the years.
Thank you.
Every time you come to the Bay Area, we always link up, hang out,
lunch,
watch you guys, rehearse beforehand, warm up beforehand. So I just appreciate you guys just being just down to earth, cool dudes, being there for us when we need it. There's a lot of rock stars. Some are just impossible to get a hold of or do anything with, but you guys are always just
we always try to like
down to hang out.
We're good humans.
Give back to people that have been great to us over the years.
I mean, Matt even went to bat for me on social, and I got into a battle with another rock star. Matt flew in and was like, hey! And I was like, that's my boy. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
So look, we can't wait to keep supporting you guys. Whatever you need, just text me. We got
appreciate
you.
It. Thank you.
And looking forward to
hopefully one day you guys can come down, see the spot.
I would love to go to,
I've only been to
Trivium
Miami twice. I've never been to Orlando.
One of the things,
one of the things like we want to do, like we haven't done this in a long time. I feel like the idea of like doing a record, but then like having people come in to hear it like in a studio or in your studio. I'm like, that's kind of a cool thing. I feel like I would love to do something like that. So maybe once we get through the first couple months, get all the work done,
next
that
year.
Would be a really fun.
We'll hop on a plane to do it. That's so fun.
I want, and then Matt can show me some of the good eatery spots.
Place
to eat beer.
You're a bunch of foodies, so that'll be fun too.
Awesome.
Disney, Universal.
That's right. We got it covered. I love it.
My God.
Well, thank you for taking the time. We're glad you were here today, because we were like, oh no, are we going to
we weren't
what's
sure.
going to happen?
Yeah.
No. We will never ever. You literally have to like physically keep us off the stage. We'll never
pry
stop.
your face out of your cold dead hands.
Yes.
Awesome. I appreciate that. All right. Thank you, babe.
Thank you.